Lord of the Flies, summary of Chapter 2, Fire on the Mountain. Ralph blows the conch shell to call all of the boys. He wants to tell them what he, Jack, and Simon have discovered. Ralph tells the boys that they are definitely on an island. He, Jack, and Simon have been on the mountaintop and have seen water all around. They saw no houses, no smoke, no footprints, no boats, no people. There were no adults to help them. There were pigs that Jack and his choir would have to hunt. Jack says the first pig got away, but he will kill the next one. Ralph tells the boys that they must have order at meetings. They should raise their hands if they wish to speak, just like at school. Each speaker will be given the conch shell to hold while speaking. Piggy grabs the conch shell from Ralph at the same time that Jack excitedly is agreeing with Ralph that they need to have rules. Piggy says that no one knows where they are and the boys may be on the island for a very long time. Everyone becomes silent. Ralph smiles and says the island is a good one with food and water. He says the boys will have fun while they wait for adults to find them. Ralph says it will be just like stories in books, and the other boys call out titles of famous books: Treasure Island, Swallows and Amazons, and Coral Island. The little boys push forward a little 6-year-old boy who reaches out a hand for the conch shell. The older boys laugh, and the little boy cries. Piggy yells at Ralph, telling him to give the conch to the little boy. Ralph finally does, but the little boy is so upset that he can barely speak. Piggy kneels down by the boy and tells the others what the boy says. The little boy, who has a birthmark on his face, wants to know what the big boys are going to do about the snake thing. He says it is a beastie that comes and goes in the dark. In the morning the beastie turns into forest ropes and hangs in the trees. The little boy wants to know if the beastie will come back that night. Everyone is quiet. Then Ralph says that there is no beastie. The little boy must have had a nightmare. Jack grabs the conch and says that he and his hunters will make sure there is no snake thing. They can look for it while they are hunting pigs. Ralph grabs the conch and says again that there is no beast. He is annoyed. He tells the boys that they want to have fun and be rescued. The boys agree. Ralph says that they will be rescued, possibly even by his father's ship since his father's in the Navy. The boys are encouraged and they all applaud. Ralph says there is something they can all do to help themselves get rescued. They can build a fire to signal passing ships. The boys excitedly jump up and Jack tells the kids to follow him. Ralph and Piggy are left alone as the other boys all rush up the mountain after Jack. Ralph still holds the conch shell and tries to call the boys back, but no one listens. Piggy is left alone when Ralph sets the conch shell down and follows the other boys. Note: you may be noticing that each main character is representing an aspect of human society. That is because the story is an allegory, a type of story where the themes or lessons the author wants to teach are taught by using characters to represent key human characteristics or qualities. Piggy is disgusted by the boys, including Ralph, acting like a crowd of kids. The author says, with the martyred expression of a parent who has to keep up with the senseless ebullience of the children, he picked up the conch, turned toward the forest, and began to pick his way over the tumbled scar. Note: Piggy wears glasses, has taught Ralph how to blow the conch shell, and has made logical decisions. He represents intelligence, science, maturity, and positive aspects of civilization. The conch shell also represents good qualities of civilization, authority, and order. Both have been left behind as the other boys have rushed away. The other boys make it to the mountaintop and drag logs and sticks into a pile. Note: the author foreshadows, hints at, disaster when he describes a big log that Sam, Eric, Ralph, Jack, Simon, Roger, and Maurice find as a grotesque dead thing. We expect something bad to happen because the author does not describe the log positively as a great source for fuel. Jack and Ralph now find themselves in an embarrassing situation. They don't know how to light the fire, and all of the boys are looking at them. They ask the boys if anyone has matches. No one does. Just as Roger suggests using a bow, arrow, and friction to create fire, Piggy appears. Jack says they can make fire using Piggy's glasses. He grabs Piggy's glasses off of his face. Ralph pushes Jack to the side. Ralph holds Piggy's glasses over dry wood and smoke starts to rise. Jack blows on the smoke and a flame appears. They have started a fire. Piggy yells for Ralph to give him back his glasses. The fire grows. Boys add more wood and dance around excitedly. The boys get tired and the fire goes mostly out. Ralph says the fire was no good anyway. If there were a passing ship, it could only see smoke, not red flame. Piggy says it would be impossible to keep a fire going all the time, day after day. Jack says Piggy didn't even try to help, but Simon reminds everyone that they could not have made the fire without Piggy's glasses. Piggy says since he has the conch, he has the right to speak, but Jack says that the conch is only for the meeting place on the beach. Ralph takes the conch. He says they will need a group of boys to be in charge of being ready to light a signal fire if a ship is sighted. He says the conch and rules are needed everywhere on the island. Jack takes the conch and agrees, saying that English boys must do what is right. Note, it is ironic, the opposite of what is expected, for Jack to agree that the conch's order should be followed everywhere when he just denied Piggy the right to speak. Piggy takes back the conch and says the rules should apply to everyone. He should be listened to. Then he looks back toward the beach and laughs sadly at the other boys' stupidity. The boys look at what they have done. They have set the island on fire. Some of the boys cheer as they see the fire racing down toward the ocean, but Piggy says that they have just burned a lot of firewood. They will have to let the fire burn out on its own. If the whole island burns, there will be no food. Everyone is quiet, and Ralph is angry. He tells Piggy to shut up. Piggy keeps the conch and keeps talking. He says he could not count all of the little boys who had been running around like insects. He asks where the small boy with the birthmark is. The last time Piggy had seen him, the boy had been in the area where the fire is now burning.